In today's video, I just wanted to talk about the fastest ways to burn stubborn belly fat. A lot of people, when they look in the mirror, there's one very obvious and very apparent thing that they do not like. That's belly fat. Now, most people, when you think about belly fat, the first thing that comes to mind is, how do I get rid of it? And the first solution that comes to mind is crunches, abs, or endless cardio. Most people probably think crunches. I'm going to do a lot of crunches. I need to do sit-ups, or I need to use one of those contraptions that jiggles your belly fat that you put around your waist and you see on late night infomercials, and you're just going to buy that thing for one low price of $19.99 and put it around your waist, and magically it's going to jiggle around that fat and that's going to burn fat. I'm here to tell you, these are false contraptions. They don't burn belly fat. They're a complete waste of money. And in terms of crunches, crunches can help you burn some fat, but it's really stimulating muscle than it is burning fat. Now, the fastest way to burn fat is by going on a caloric deficit. That's by far dieting. That's the number one driver of burning belly fat. By going into a caloric deficit for a sustained long period of time over several weeks. Now, how much? You want to aim, if you're really wanting to burn belly fat accelerated, 300 to 500 calories a day, more or less. If you want to go not so extreme, you can do 200 to 300 if your concern is about also burning muscle, which you do not want to do. Now, it's very important, and as I said before in another video, that if you are in a caloric deficit and you want to preserve muscle, you want to actually increase your protein intake. Now, in terms of burning belly fat, if you want to really burn that belly fat, here's what I recommend instead of doing long hours of cardio. I would recommend, number one, for any cardio exercise, short, high-intensity interval training sessions. No more than 20, max 30 minutes. Now, high-intensity interval training are short, all-out sprints or bursts, going all out of running or cycling and sustaining that for 20 seconds, going at 100% effort. And then resting for about a minute or a minute and a half, and then going for another all-out 20 to 30 seconds, all-out bursts of sprinting. Now, I would recommend doing this on a hill. I really would not recommend doing this on a treadmill, or you can do cycling, an all-out cycling session for 20 seconds, and then go to moderate or slow for a minute or a minute and a half. And how many cycles do you do this? I would say 4 to 5. Okay, you don't want to drive yourself into the ground, because when you do these all-out bursts, it's no doubt very, very intense. You're going all out 100%, and you'll find by the time you get to even 10, 15 seconds, you're going to be winded. Trust me on this, you will. And if you do 4 or 5 of these, that's more than enough for your body to tap into those stores, those fat stores. So that's what I would do, high intensity interval training combined with caloric deficit. And you're going to see incredible results just by those 2 things alone. You can still do your weight lifting sessions, although I recommend you don't do them on the same days as you're going to do your high intensity interval training, especially not in the same session. Absolutely not. It's too much on your body to do high intensity interval training in the same session, whether that's a morning, afternoon, or evening session as your weight training. You're not going to have enough energy in the tank to either have a good high intensity interval training session or a good resistance weight training muscle building session. So I would recommend you do these on separate days. And in terms of protein, what type of good sources of protein should you get on these days that you're on a caloric deficit and you're doing high intensity interval training? My recommended sources are protein shakes, whey or casein, Greek yogurt, lean cuts of beef, not the fatty cuts, fish, egg whites, and chicken. Those are the ones that I personally would recommend. And of course, I said before, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you want to go a little bit higher for the caloric deficit, about 1.1 or 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And in terms of weekly sessions of high intensity interval training, don't go more than 3 sessions. It's also important that you get enough sleep and also you reduce stress, because when you get stressed out in other aspects of your life, that could be a personal circumstance or just not of sleep, then it's going to affect your cortisol levels, and cortisol, that is a fat storage hormone. So you want to also reduce stress the best way that you can. That's doing meditation, that's going out for a brisk walk, separate from high intensity interval training, and just limiting your caffeine intake. You don't want to be drinking a lot of coffee and then energy drinks and just really maxing out your caffeine levels, because that is inevitably going to increase the cortisol hormone and therefore be counterproductive, because like I said before, cortisol, it's going to promote abdominal fat storage. Now, would I recommend these thermogenic fat burners like these ones you see on the shelves of nutrition stores and online? I personally don't believe in those. I think that the majority and the main drivers of fat burning is through caloric deficit and also high intensity interval training. Yes, some people might have said that these things work. If they do work, it's very, very minimal. And so just to summarize everything that I went over in this video, if you want to burn stubborn belly fat, it's going to be a combination of being in a caloric deficit, getting higher amounts of protein during that deficit to help spare as much muscle as possible, continuing with your weight training program, performing high intensity interval training cardio, no more than 3 times a week, getting good amounts of sleep, and also managing your stress, meaning don't take too much caffeine, do meditation or prayer, and just take some time out of your day to get that relaxation. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Really appreciate that. Consider sharing this video with others. And if you really found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate that. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.